Hi, everybody. Welcome to What We Are Watching. I'm Catherine.
I'm Ed.
And John.
Okay, so I know that I usually don't like to go first when I've...
That's a lie. You love
I know,
going first.
I don't, but I'm totally gonna. I'm gonna. So get ready.
Actually, that's a lie.
Okay, so comedian Ali Wong just dropped another Netflix special. This is her third Netflix special. Dawn Wong is the name of it. It is incredibly funny. I mean, I really like her anyway. So this one, the main themes are, well, she's not pregnant in this one.
She's not pregnant.
I know, it's shocking. Because the first two, she was pregnant. Her specials, Baby Cobra and Hard Knock Wife. So in this one, she is not pregnant and does a lot of talking about generally inappropriate stuff. I was going to say what it was, but it doesn't even matter. She's so funny. But then... Of course, what happened is I was like, wait, did I not see her first two specials? Or did I only see parts of them? Or what? Like, what did I do? So then I went in an Ali Wong deep dive and watched both of the Netflix specials. I think one of them I had watched and then the other one I hadn't. I don't think I'd ever seen Hard Knock Wife, the second one. Regardless, they're both very, very funny.
Even though it felt good and right, you had an all Wong evening.
God,
sorry about that.
Was so incredibly bad. You are the worst. I think it was over the course of like 2 or 3 days or something. And then, of course, because then I was in Ali Wong mode, I decided I had to rewatch Always Be My Maybe, which...
The perfect move. Good job.
It is so incredibly good. Like, you forget how good it is. And then, you know, John, you're a big fan of a rewatch.
Bounce back like a basketball.
Oh my God, that song was so good. I mean, I really, really like that movie. Randall Park is so funny. And then here's the other even more deep in the Ali Wong world. Then I'm like, does the library have her audiobook? Yes, they did. So I listened to her audiobook. I mean, it was days and days of all Ali Wong awesomeness. So, yeah, I didn't realize that she had been writing on Fresh Off the Boat, and that's sort of how she knew Randall Park and all the timeline stuff. Mostly I got from the audiobook, but some of it's in the stand-ups as well. This latest stand-up is very funny, just about her making more money than her husband, and then anyway, I keep wanting to say all of the jokes, and I really should not. Just, it's so good. So in whatever order you want, you can watch all 3 of the Netflix specials.
There's no Wong order.
Oh my God,
Sorry.
Ed, seriously.
It's
right
easy.
there, but still. Back to the rewatch of Always Be My Maybe, which is the movie that she made for Netflix. She wrote it, she starred in it. I think she produced it. I would have to double check really quick. But just the sequence when Keanu Reeves comes in, and his whole performance, it's only 5 scenes or something insane. It's just amazing. Okay, so that's my thing. That's what I've been doing. I'm on an all Ali Wong all the time thing. So there you go.
That's perfectly fine. I could have said something else there.
Yeah, please don't.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, and basically Always Be My Maybe, every single person in the cast is unbelievable. Just so perfect. I guess that's all I have to say about it. What do you have to say? I know you're a big fan.
I'm trying to remember it's not wonky chairs, but what kind of chair does that person talk about? And they can't get out of their...
Oh, yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, there is a very funny little bit where, she says it a bunch of times. I can't remember. It's a funny bit. I love the girl who's playing her friend from high school, who's now her pregnant assistant, Michelle
Buteau.
Okay.
I don't know if that's right or wrong, but there you go.
She's great. Of course, Daniel Day Kim is fantastic in it as her jerky boyfriend in the beginning. Yeah, I really, really like it. I mean, even the music cue when Keanu Reeves comes in.
No, that has nothing to do with it. That's sort of, look, other songs could have also worked, but that was part of why that scene worked so well. Yep.
Anyway, she's amazing. Ali Wong, I just love her so much, and I want to see more and more from her. And I guess I didn't know that she was doing this third Netflix special. So it just popped up on the like suggested stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, yeah. I need to watch that. And then it sent me down a whole viewing rabbit hole, which, I appreciate.
Not a bad
sometimes.
rabbit hole to go down.
Yeah.
You're going to go down a rabbit hole.
I don't mind. Go for it. Take me along on the ride. I'm fine.
Was it a Gooby ride? Apparently it was Gooby chairs.
Oh, Gooby chairs.
Yeah.
I mean, is that even a real thing? Like,
no,
did they
it's a joke. She just means kind of, whatever. It's a word to mean, wonky or weird or whatever. And she's using it, as far as I
feel like architecturally, look it up. I feel like maybe there is a thing called a Gooby chair.
I think you're really stretching the goob on that one.
Oh, my God. Okay. All right.
Oh, shoot. I really wanted you to be wrong. It turns out you're right. Gooby is a global company that offers high-end chairs beloved by interior designers. It seems outrageous.
It did have a vibe, like she was speaking of like an actual designer or something.
Well, let me tell you, that joke works great in two ways. Because if you actually know,
then
it works. If you don't know, Gooby sounds ridiculous. So you're like, yeah, that's funny that this person keeps saying this word. That's not appropriate in this circumstance, even though you don't know it is appropriate.
Also, Charlene Yee is in it, who I have mentioned before that I really super duper like. She's very funny. Also, the guy, one of the guys in his band, I really like, who pops up every once in a while. I think he was in Office Party, the Christmas Office Party movie. His name is Karen Sunny. I bet you it's Karen Sunny.
He's the taxi driver for Deadpool.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, he's great.
Love him.
And he's one of our perfect repertoire for miracle workers.
Is he? Oh my God, you're friggin' right. How did I forget that? Yeah.
That's a different episode about Catherine forgetting everything. Don't worry, audience.
Stop. I mean, I can't remember everything all at the same time is the problem, So there you go. Okay, so that was it for me. A lot of Ali Wong goodness happening.
All right. I think I'm going to go. This past week, I've been getting ready for a whole bunch of Oscar movie watching, and that has occupied a lot of my time. However, I did take a break and watched 4 SNLs. So that's like a 6-hour
Hold on. That was such a misdirect. I thought you were going to bring up one of the or multiple of the Oscar nominated movies that you watched, but no.
No. I put all of them off because I wasn't super excited about watching all these dark, depressing, mean person stories. And then I'm just jamming through all of them. It's been great. So I had to take a mental break.
You had to have a palate cleanser, as we sometimes say.
Yeah, and ended up watching the Willem Dafoe, John Mulaney,
Oscar Isaac,
thank you, and then Zoe Kravitz. So all 4 of those in a row. That was a lot of fun. There's some great sketches in there.
Fun.
There's so many different sketches. So I was watching all these all the way through, and I basically, it's been a long time since I've caught up on that much SNL. So between all of the different sketches and watching all the cast members, I caught myself just loving Andrew Dismukes off of that series. He's just a weird little extra character this season that isn't part of the main cast. He's one of the the extra that they list at the end. And having watched 4 of these episodes recently, I don't fast forward through the intro. I like to watch the intro all the way through.
I like it too. It reminds me.
This season. There's 20 people plus.
But I like to be reminded of who's on, and it kind of gets their names a little bit more in my head,
Right. So as I'm watching the episodes, I'm like, okay, I think I'm okay. Yes, every week it's a different host, and there's a 5-timer joke that they do, and there's all sorts of fun moments that are happening. But I'm more paying attention to the cast. They're doing great sketches. Sure. They're coming back with characters that you're really enjoying, and him in particular was just hitting the funny bone all 4 of these episodes in a row. He's getting just the offbeat. He's getting the kind of weird characters that
the twerking baby.
The kind of weird
baby Jesus. Did you see that one?
I'm sure I did. It's not. I'm not remembering that right now. But the kind of weird, quirky characters that a Will Forte would get. So I'm looking forward to him being part of the main cast because he's doing great. And so as far as watching the entire cast this season, I'm not saying that there aren't standouts. That they aren't. I'm not still enjoying all of the main cast members that are usually you're hitting it out of the park and they're getting lots of scenes.
Sure.
For me, he's like kind of standing out this season amongst, a whole series worth of. There have been some juggernauts that have been through that series.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's funny because our sort of standard way of consuming SNL is very strange. We record it, so we always get the new episodes, and then like inevitably, for some reason, John will be over. It'll be Sunday, and we'll start half watching it. So like Eric and John will watch it, but I'll be like in and out and doing dishes and I don't know what. Like somehow that's one of their shows that they watch before we sit all down to. And I'm like, wait, why am I not getting to watch Saturday Night Live? This is kind of bullshit.
But it's a new wrinkle. You guys used to do it on Saturday frequently without me.
That is true.
And then it was occasional Sunday. And then now there's been like a string of 3 where it's, oh, this is going to be Sunday before we really get started. So Catherine is not sitting down. So she's going to miss a ton.
Yeah, I don't like to miss a ton.
Well, you have to speak up. You have to tell us not to.
Well, it was also when we used to watch it ourselves on Saturday, we would still record it. Now, a lot of times here on the West Coast, we'll get it at 9, which they didn't used to do. They used to, push it and do it really at 11:30. So it was, Eric tends to fall asleep early. So we would record it and then we'd watch up until the newscast. What's that called? The
Weekend Update?
Weekend Update. Thank you. We'd watch up until the Weekend Update. And then basically Eric would like fall asleep right after. So we never ended up watching like the back half, or we'd like catch up on it like during the day on Sunday or whatever.
Musical performance?
Oh, I don't want to out myself, but we are big fast forwarders through the music. Like we'll listen to the first bit, and if it's somebody that we know or like, we might stick around for more than the first bit. But mostly it's like, who's this? We're old. Fast forward. Goodbye. I feel like the last couple I've seen more than usual.
Well, we've kept going after the Weekend Update and watched the whole episode, so there isn't a stop.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Like, now if you guys start it on a Sunday evening before we start whatever show we're watching, yeah, you'll actually watch it all the way through. But, sometimes you do feel like, oh yeah, that sketch needed to be at the end because that was not great. You there's got to be some really interesting meetings about how they stack the sketches. I mean, all the behind the scenes stuff of Saturday Night Live is very interesting. Sometimes terrible, but very interesting.
It's definitely a different experience watching it now, because there used to be that last sketch. You're like, oh man, that didn't knock it out of the park. All right, commercial break, and then they'll come back and they'll say a little goodbye or whatever. Now, if you're watching it on Hulu like I am, that's all slammed together. I have the no commercial version. So it's like, last sketch, goodbye. Oh wow, that was rough. Exit.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes they do actually like keep a good one for the end. And then, they're like, ooh, we need a closer. And then sometimes you feel like, oh, was that really supposed to be in the show? I don't know if that was. I mean, it's got to be so incredibly hard.
Yeah, they're doing new comedy every week.
It's crazy. We should actually do a huge fans on SNL.
Let's also remind ourselves, it's also not every week. They have the weirdest schedule of all time.
That is true. They have a lot of weird breaks. A lot of weird. But, what a grind.
No, it should be harder. It should be more perfect for us and less perfect for them.
Yeah. Well, they really work hard. The new guy, oh shoot, who's the guy who's doing Trump now? His voice is so good. I think they need to do a slightly better job on giving him a better wig. I don't know. There's something that's not quite working, that is not perfect about it, but boy, the voice is really good. Go ahead, John.
James Austin Johnson, and I have no problem with his wig.
You're good?
I'm good with the Trump and the Biden. He's doing a great job.
Okay. Yeah, his voice work is really quite amazing. Impression, like spot on.
You're impressed by his impressions.
Oh my God. I mean, yes.
It's like you just keep walking into these.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody.
In that Inventing Anna, but it was Inventing Chloe. That short that they did, she was like going around the office, and so she goes in to where James Austin Johnson is getting ready to do Trump, and then she's like, I am doing Trump now, or something, right?
Oh my God, I don't remember that bit. But I did see some of that because that is familiar.
You might have missed that portion.
I
We
know.
tried to get you to come in for that because I was like, Inventing Anna, you have to see this.
I know, because I'm a huge fan of the Inventing Anna. Oh, yeah. There's quite a few people on the current cast who are just standouts, separate from, when you have a really good host come on. I mean, John Mulaney, look, it was like basically he was just doing stand-up. His whole, monologue was just very...
Monologue separate from show, but yes, his monologue was like, what if I do 8 minutes?
Yeah.
Which is also not short.
No, it was really kind of long for a monologue. But
He did have some issues to address, which he maybe addressed.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that was good because our daughter, Sarah, is a big fan.
Yours and my daughter, yes, correct.
No, my daughter, but I hate to claim her as my.
She's the only person in this room who is your daughter.
That's true. So I could just say my daughter
of mine.
That daughter of mine, Sarah, big fan of John Mulaney, and she was sort of nervous about how he was gonna address the multiple elephants in the room, and he addressed some, the big one of the big ones anyway.
Yeah, I mean, his episode did end up. I mean, that stand-up portion was good as always, as his stand-up is good. And then he had some great sketches. I mean, he had practically the Broadway subway thing.
I mean, he loves a Broadway
not
thing.
My deal, but then I
that's right. That's why Liz brought this up earlier in one of our What We're Watching, because theater's going to take over the world.
Yeah, and then the one that I've been meaning to share it with our older brother James, because he's a lawyer, but I was like, this should have already made it around the lawyer circles. It's actually not Monkey Judge, it's Monkey Trial.
Oh, yes.
No. Me Tango. Me Tango.
Oh.
No Gummo. Me Tango.
This is not going to go well. We got the Monkey Judge.
Oh, so good. I mean, just...
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, it was... So let the court note, I am taking the cake. I am putting it in the shredded newspaper. It is now mine. And I take this from you. This shiny object is now mine. Let the court reflect. It is mine. It's also going in the newspaper. Let the court reflect. I now have won many things.
Oh, my God. It was...
so good. Such a great... Because it was, the weird language, and just John Mulaney comes across as erudite and very cultured. So then that...
Juxtaposition, sure.
So good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
James did enjoy it. He hadn't seen it, which was, I thought, crazy because it had been like a full week. I don't know what lawyer blog missed out that he didn't see it, but...
Yeah, if it should have made the lawyer rounds almost immediately. That seems ridiculous.
For sure, especially with Caveman Lawyer previously having been of an excellent barometer.
Oh my God, I forgot about
I know,
that.
he referenced that. Unless you have a ratty doll for me to violate, I can assure you that the court is not interested in anything you have to say. I'm feeling slightly cornered. This is about to... So good.
Wow, you have a really good memory for this bit.
I feel like I just saw it. I liked it a lot, and so watching it again was one of those, almost cementing it. But yeah, so
Very nice.
I did like that bit.
Nice.
Good job.
Yeah, I feel like of the last, 5-6 episodes, I've seen quite a bit. And wasn't it like Kate McKinnon was kind of out for a while and then came back?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the other thing that's happening. I don't know. I feel like things have changed. I don't know if it's 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, but, it used to feel like the cast of Saturday Night Live was not doing other projects at the same time. And now they are. It's like, well, she's off shooting a movie for a month, or Pete Davidson's shooting, or then now they're back, and now they're gone, and it's like, okay, which is, it's good for them, and it's all fine, but it makes it a little confusing for us.
Yeah, I feel like there must be some kind of schedule loosening up that happened, because for sure it felt like, oh no, you can shoot a movie in between our SNL schedule. You can't leave. What? So for Kate McKinnon to be gone for a couple weeks, obviously shooting something, you're like, oh, good. I'm glad they're not trying to stop her from doing other stuff. And yet, because she's so amazing on the show, I'd hate for her to have to give it up to do other things. It's if she could do both, that would be...
The show's doing so well with her still.
Yeah.
And she is very prevalent in lots of things in the last couple of years. So she's doing other stuff, and it's not just the summer.
Yeah.
So
let her go. Let her do stuff.
Let her do stuff.
Let her do stuff.
All right. Well,
that sounds like that's probably really a good idea to watch something fun when you're trying to catch up on this Oscar stuff.
Yeah, it's all of it's time consuming because I'm watching it in real time. But watching a 2.5 hour Oscar movie, you're like, I need to laugh at something. It's been a while.
Yeah. All right, cool. John, is it your turn? Go.
Me tango. You want me to go? All right, fine.
John, you tango.
No gamo, me tango.
Oh my God, what?
Okay, so fine. I'm going to go. So this week, from a couple weeks ago, but Ed and I finally got into the theater to see Uncharted.
What is Uncharted? I have no idea.
So, Catherine, in your full examination of all action movies, you would have noticed this. It was the Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg one from like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, you know what? That's so funny because Eric did say it feels like something you would like, because aren't they like fortune hunters or something? Like,
yeah, I mean, well, because it's also fun. It's not like a pure action movie, and I don't know. Theoretically, you're like, oh, they're both good, so then this might be good, and then yeah, sure, this and not classic action, so Catherine might like it.
Yeah. Now that you have framed it, I was aware of it and still have not seen it. But go on.
Yeah. So Ed and I saw it. It was pretty fun.
Is this an in-theater situation?
Yeah. It's currently still in theater. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bucket of popcorn.
I see. That might also be the problem because I'm not about to do that right now. I feel like I would feel safe going to a theater and, but I just have really allowed that to not happen very much.
That's been a long time for you.
That's been a long time,
yeah. Unlike Netflix, when you're hearing about things and then it's available, this is you're hearing about something, then you got to remember for when it's going to be available
plan,
at home.
and you gotta
well, I was skipping ahead to available at home, a month or 2 months later, or who knows what for this one.
Boy, that turnaround has gotten real short, which
Yeah.
For some, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for some stuff. I do appreciate that, but
yeah,
you do.
It's not great for the box office. Oh.
It's all going to be great, maybe. So look, it was, it wasn't quite National Treasure. It wasn't quite Indiana Jones, but Tom Holland is very good. So that was fun. He was being Tom Holland, but not Spider-Man. And it was very enjoyable. Mark Wahlberg as a kind of, older mentor, but, almost contemporary or some, maybe that's, I wonder if an actually young person, unlike myself, would be like, no, Mark Wahlberg's old. He's not a contemporary of Tom Holland. That was the old guy in the movie. I don't know if they would say that. Maybe they would.
It's got to be like a 20-year age difference. So maybe he is the old guy.
I was just going to say, I caught a snippet of an interview with Mr. Wahlberg that this project has been around. This project has been around for a while, and it got shelved for a little while because complications, et cetera, et cetera. They called him back up, and they're like, "It's on. We're doing it." He's like, "Awesome. Who did you get to play the other guy? Did you get like Harrison Ford?"
Oh no!
He
oh no!
100% didn't know, and they're like, "We got Tom Holland," and he's like,
I am the old guy.
I got it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Dang it! I had to switch gears real quick.
Well, yeah, Mark has an interesting history lately. He's had a couple serious ones lately, but he's still often playing, lead, though not, the young 20-something unattached lead, which would not make sense anymore. Mm-hmm. But, it's slightly rare that he's going to there's going to be a younger gun coming in. So that might be a first time.
But that's
for
a
Mark.
fun dynamic. Was it a fun dynamic? I imagine that it was.
It was. It's also, they left, I don't know, 14 doors open for the sequels. So, they saved some fun for future, I think.
Okay, so it could be a franchise is what they're thinking / hoping.
For sure. Well, it was a big video game, which is always an interesting transition to movies. Oh. Sorry, did you not know that?
I don't think, look. Probably when Eric brought it up, whenever it was, like a couple weeks ago, I knew at that point and then quickly purged that information when I did not go and see it.
Well, and it's not for you in your life, one of the important video games, like the ones that Eric would play.
Yeah, Eric, who is a big gamer, but
this is not one of his games.
This is not one of his games, and he will hyper-focus on...
So you'll end up hearing a lot about that game. But anyway, you didn't need to know about this game. But anyway, that... however video game to movie works, theoretically there's a bunch of room to do a bunch of movies. So there's still that room. We got one adventure this time.
All right, one adventure. Well, look.
We did get villain Antonio Banderas.
Oh, nice.
If you were ready for that.
Was he fantastic?
He was good, yeah. Look, Antonio, it's always fun when you get a serious heavyweight that's going to kind of because for us who've seen a lot of movies and been around, it's like, oh, well, we know this person's and we know that when they're coming in, we're giving them a lot of value when we're seeing them. And they often bring a lot to the table, even with, Not quite a cameo, but, a minor role. So he was fun as a villain, which is not something you get to see a lot of from Antonio.
Not really. Yeah, that's not really his go-to move.
I mean, he was Zorro, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
In the Zorro
That
movies.
is a villain. No, just kidding. That's a hero. So yeah, I mean, I think Antonio's done some more interesting, or not more interesting, but just, he's loosened up from just, I'm a movie star, I have to be the hero, to like, oh, I can come do this small role as a villain for you.
Yeah. Well, good. I mean, that's fun when somebody pops up like that too. When you're like, oh, we got a big heavyweight in the.
Now, Ed and I did not talk about this, but similarly, we think on the villain side was a woman that we recognize from somewhere else. Did you eventually realize? So Tati Gabrielle.
No, I didn't realize.
So she in this movie she has like silver streaked hair, which is very different from the last thing we've seen her in, which is You season 3.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Yep, that was her. I know, it took me a while in the movie, but like, I don't know, halfway through I was like, oh, that's it. Got it.
I feel like you need to, at some point, like really fully discuss all of your thoughts on You. I mean, first of all, every time you say You, it takes me a moment to realize, like, wait, are you talking about yourself or you? What? Oh, no, it's the show, which, first of all, that's a terrible name that it's so instantly confusing.
Well, look,
Confusing to you.
No, I mean, she's not wrong. It's, any sort of singular type word like that can really throw you off.
Especially like sometimes it's in the middle of a sentence and you're just like, wait, what? Oh, did he say? Oh, okay. I did not track that we were talking about a show.
Now, apparently, Ed, you have seen her in Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Yes,
I have not seen.
That was something I was going to bring up. I was like, oh, right. It took me a while to track where she was coming from in You, the series on Netflix. Let me help you, Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but
that time I got
I was like, where do I know her from? Where do I know her from? And she looks so different, and also not playing like a bad demon like.
Yeah, that's why
I'm not even going to try to figure out understand exactly what her character was, because she was already at like demon school, but I didn't understand if that was like teenagers at demon school. Anyways, moving on. The point is, having seen her in this, I was like, okay, where do I know her from? Oh, right, You and Sabrina. Man, you are not a librarian in this movie.
Now, I don't know. I think, Ed, you maybe watched this a little bit, but Catherine, you might not realize, but so this woman is from The 100.
I did just see that pop up, and I don't remember her because I think I watched the first 3 seasons of The 100.
Yeah, she apparently started in season 4.
Oh my God, way to nail it, Catherine, because I was like, I watched quite a bit of it, but she does not look familiar. And then now we know why.
Now, apparently there was I don't know, did anyone watch Outer Banks?
No.
Yeah, we're lame, but the older brother in the movie, which is, well, I'm not going to, whatever. Never mind. There's an actor in it that's from Outer Banks. Period. Done. Got it. Rudy Pankow. Good job. We also got from Game of Thrones our favorite pirate, Pilau Asbeck, or how you say that Danish name. But he got to little role in here where he was again mean, which we always like from him.
Oh yeah.
And then actually it turns out so there was a female actress in there, Sophia Ali, who I did not recognize, even though I've seen some of her stuff, including Everybody Wants Some. But apparently, crossover episode Grey's Anatomy. She was in that for a while.
Oh,
so
well.
Liz and Ginny would be all over
They
that.
would be very interested in that.
She's the one that slept with the doctor and then got in trouble.
Well,
That would be all of them.
Oh, sorry.
I mean,
Good
I
job.
believe that is the joke that he is making.
But what we didn't quite realize is, or whatever, I knew it was going to be somebody who directed this Uncharted film, but it was Ruben Fleischer, who most recently did, I guess not most recently, but so the one that you're not going to think of is Venom, which I liked a lot, the first Venom. He did a good job there. But what he really did was those Zombieland movies.
Oh, all right.
And also an executive producer on Superstore.
What?
Well, yeah,
that's an interesting connection.
I was gonna get there, but yeah, he also directed 7 episodes of Superstore.
Ooh.
So apparently he's got. I mean, Zombieland has comedy, so it makes sense that he could do that. He also did 2 episodes of Santa Clarita Diet.
Oh my
Ooh.
God. Okay. I
So
mean, look.
apparently you already like this guy.
Apparently, I
you
really
need
like
to
this
watch this
guy.
movie.
All right. Well, the vibe that I got from it, that I'm recalling now, is really that it has like that lighter, funnier flavor of an action movie.
Yeah, I mean, to a
Tom
degree.
Holland can be serious, but he does a
This
real
was
good
not. I mean,
goofy.
this was sort of that mix of light but action and treasure hunting, but not all the way light and not all the way
Okay,
action.
look, I
so.
do want to see it. I want to see it.
You
I
want-
just don't want to
look,
go anywhere to see it.
That's
so,
fine. Like me, you want to see everything. That doesn't mean we'll get to
for
it.
sure.
So,
I mean, that's always the problem.
but
I
now
do
we've
wanna
given
see
you a lot of great reasons.
Yeah, you have given me a lot of great reasons. And obviously, I've given you guys a lot of great reasons. We could wrap it up. I'm just going to remind you, Ali Wong, totally awesome. 3 stand-up specials, 100%. All of them are great. And of course, anytime you could rewatch Always Be My Maybe. And if you haven't seen it, you totally should. But, I mean, it was the most delightful rewatch. I probably shouldn't waste time. Not waste time.
No,
but
you always rewatching.
I know. You're a bigger fan of rewatching than I am. I always feel like there's so much new stuff that I need to watch and want to watch that, I have to be in a certain mode to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to take the time to rewatch something because I missed this person or I can't remember how good it was or whatever.
Stop justifying. You did it. It was good. You can move on.
Okay, great. All right. And Ed, you...
I did a catch up on
multiple episodes
episodes of SNL, like 3-4 episodes of SNL. Just spent hours with SNL.
I mean, I think that's a good suggestion. Just catch up on SNL any old time.
Sure. And I watched Uncharted, which is still in the movie theater for the moment, and shortly on rental and other digital services.
Yeah,
in a month or
I mean,
two.
I'll be on the lookout for when it's available. Eric is also a big fan of like, let's just rent it. I'm like, let's just wait one more month and see if it's free somewhere. Because we already pay so much for so many different streaming services.
Gotta pay that
Isn't that
$20 right now.
Which, I mean,
is less than a movie theater.
which is always his argument. And then I'm like, but I'm also not going to the movie theater. He's like, but I might. And then you will save money by keeping me here to watch it, which is
I'll say
not
this:
bad.
you will have the rewatch experience for free of all of those.
Nice.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening, and definitely like and subscribe, and you can comment and rate this episode. We'd love 5 stars. Thank you so much. And please follow us on all of our socials. That is podcast watching. Yeah,
yes.
podcast watching. And also we have a Patreon. So that's also podcast watching. Okay. Thank you so much for listening. This is
What We Are Watching.